what does this mean for Rwanda?
Well, it meant a lot because this OECD network, it's a platform where countries discuss, share experiences, but also plan for the future trend. Because we know economies, countries are on different levels of economy, but they are focusing on the same development. Being developed country, being developing country, the song is the same. Countries want to develop more. So that journey of development is a shared journey. So countries share experiences, and more so those who are still in the developing stage. So there's a lot to learn from those who have advanced.
Yes, and we see that we have the OECD, which has, I think, 36 member countries, and then we also have the OECD Development Centre, which has around 57 countries. Now, what is the difference?
Well, the difference is one is include the other. One is a big network of members. Others have restricted members who can vote, who are active members. The whole network is, their purpose is sharing experiences, analyzing, but focusing more what members can do to improve their status. Because we know I think twice a year, they publish economic outlook for countries, for their members. They do cross-analysis studies to show the situation of different members. So it's a lot, When you are members, you can rate yourself against others. And that's where the interesting piece is. Foreign investments are very much interested to know what is happening in X, Y countries, so they can compare situation in different countries.
Yeah, and we've seen Rwanda is the 57th country to join, and first in East Africa. What are the criteria? I'm sure most countries would also love to join in.
Well, they would, but countries are interested and show their interest. You apply to be members, they assess you, they see if your systems, actually they see if the country is willing to share their system. Because once you ratify, you're accepted as a member, there is some membership obligation you need to fulfill. Not only you pay for the membership fee, but also share with others. And some countries are not willing even to disclose their economic status, unless you are really driven by that transparency system. You are also driven by learning from others. That's the whole tricky part of the membership. There's been some countries who are they are not members, but they participate in OECD activities because they have not signed the agreement to be assessed and being rated with others.
Yeah, now we see the OECD objective is to help decision makers find policy solutions to stimulate growth and improve living conditions. Now, how does this align with Rwanda's efforts and plans to create homegrown solutions?
Well, I think for me they are similar, because Rwanda philosophy is to have own solution. Regardless the development trajectory, every country has his unique situation. Therefore, local solutions are much better than foreign or imported solution. So in that line, even if you would have your own solution, the ultimate goal is the same: to reach development, to create a job for the people, to reduce inflation, to create welfare for the population. That's the bottom line. So since the bottom line is the same, others are processes. So how does the current process of Rwanda can align with the process of other countries? That's where countries are interested to learn from each other. I'm sure Rwanda is going there as a country with experience, with its uniqueness. Rwanda can share, much as Rwanda can learn, but also Rwanda can share on the table of other OECD members.
Yes, and we see that the current Secretary General is leading towards finding a reform on the international tax law. Yes. But we see among the member states, we have countries which have barriers, which have, system, and we see, for example, China and the US, we see Mexico, we see UK. What is the way forward?
The truth is those debates related to taxes, related to foreign policy of countries, will remain forever. And that's why this network exists, because at least countries have a platform, a network where they can sit and discuss their issues. You know, it's a good thing. So it would have been even worse if each country would be doing his own policy without comparing, without discussing with others. But the whole idea of having a network is to discuss some critical issues. Today we are talking about international trade. You know, everyone would say the international commerce is not fair for all the countries. You know, everyone is not benefiting on the same pace. You know, what can be done? Who is the loser? Who is the most winner? Those are critical questions which are asked and discussed. The second thing of tax. Every country relies on tax to generate revenues. But the tricky part is, how do you balance your own interests, your national interest versus international interest? Because, you know, back to the question of the US and China, and those are, you know, a confrontation of national interest against international trade forum. But what is optimistic is a forum like this, countries discuss, rate themselves against others, and they find solution.
Yeah, and you said find solution. What does Rwanda stand to learn from this?
Well, first of all, Rwanda will learn from like advanced economies, how far they have gone, what was their trigger policies, because for a country to develop, you need to have the best policy. There is no standalone policy which can give you solution, but you can copy from others what made them progressing more than you. You know, there are some role, you know, I would say country models which has proved that they can they develop in a very short time. You know, here we can refer to the Asian dragons, you know, the Malaysia, Singapore, and others. Actually, I would even say China's. You know, the China economy has grown in the last 35 years. So we can also learn from them and copy what we can adapt locally to grow faster.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ted.